The quiet shift. Most traders believe profitability announces itself loudly. They expect a click moment where confidence explodes and money starts flowing effortlessly. But the truth is far quieter and less glamorous. Profitability doesn't begin with money. It begins with subtle internal shifts that most traders overlook or even resist. In fact, many quit right when these signs appear because the stage before success often feels worse than the chaos that came before it. Sign 1. Trading starts to feel boring. The first sign is that trading starts to feel heavy and emotionally flat. Beginners expect excitement, but excitement is a symptom of uncertainty, not mastery. When you approach profitability, the emotional noise dies. You no longer feel a rush when clicking buy or sell. Boredom isn't a problem, it's a signal that your nervous system is finally stabilizing. Sign 2. You stop caring about being right. Early on, a winning trade feels like proof of intelligence, and a loss feels like embarrassment. As you mature, that attachment weakens. You still want the trade to work, but you are no longer emotionally invested in the outcome. You stop checking the charts every few seconds and stop imagining what you'll buy with the profits before the trade even closes. Sign 3. Losses become a business expense. You begin to accept losses without internal arguments. You finally understand what most never grasp. Losses are not mistakes, they are costs. Just as rent is the cost of a physical business, a loss is the cost of participating in the market. Sign 4. You stop hunting for new strategies. This is a massive shift. Beginners believe the missing piece is external, a new indicator, a new mentor, or a secret time frame. As you approach profitability, you realize the problem was never the strategy. It was execution and discipline. You stop system hopping and commit to one approach long enough to see how it behaves in all conditions. Sign 5. You notice mistakes before they happen. Earlier, mistakes like overtrading or revenge trading only became obvious after the damage was done. Now you feel the impulse before you act. You notice the boredom pushing you toward a random trade or the fear creeping in during a pullback. This awareness creates a gap between impulse and action, allowing you to choose discipline over emotion. Sign 6. You value protection. Over profit, inconsistent traders obsess over gains. Profitable traders obsess over risk. You start thinking in percentages rather than dollar amounts. You would rather miss a good trade than take one with sloppy risk parameters. Protecting your capital becomes more important than chasing a payout. Sign 7. Selectivity becomes your edge. Early traders feel guilty when they aren't trading, equating activity with effort. But you've realized that most days offer nothing special. You learn to sit on your hands and wait for high-quality setups. Patience feels like you're doing less, but in reality, you are finally doing the right amount. Sign 8. Faster emotional recovery. Losses still sting, but they no longer derail your week. You don't spiral, you don't try to make it back immediately, and you don't abandon your plan out of frustration. Your identity is no longer fused with the outcome of a single trade. Trading becomes something you do, not who you are. Sign 9. You trade in silence. You stop talking about trading as much. You seek less validation and stop trying to prove your intelligence to others. Your routine tightens, and your execution becomes simpler. This quiet confidence isn't arrogance, it's stability, and stability is the soil where profit grows. Sign 10. Mistakes become subtler and psychological. You're no longer blowing accounts or doing reckless things. Instead, your mistakes are refinement issues, hesitating for a few seconds or closing a trade early due to slight discomfort. The market is no longer testing your knowledge, it is testing your behavioral consistency under pressure. Sign 11. Trusting the process. During drawdowns, most traders only trust a system when it's paying them. As soon as a drawdown hits, they panic. You, however, understand that short-term results do not invalidate a sound process. You review your journal, you analyze the data, but you stay the course. Sign 12. Rule-breaking wins feel like losses. This is a rare and powerful sign. If you break a rule but still make money, you no longer feel smart. You feel uneasy. You've realized that a win based on bad habits is more dangerous than a loss based on good ones. You now measure success by discipline, not just P and L. Conclusion: the final transition. If you recognize these signs, do not rush. What most traders mistake for stagnation is actually alignment. The noise is fading, the chaos is settling, and the system is forming. The final transition doesn't happen through more effort. It happens through restraint. Stay the course. You are becoming profitable by staying who you have already become.